Welcome to The Idea Space, a podcast devoted to sharing strategies and tools to help you make your dream life possible. I'm your host, Jen Liddy, a teacher turned entrepreneur. It's my mission to help women grow their businesses and get what they want without feeling guilty, overwhelmed, or confused. If you're tired of your ideas spinning around your mind and you really want something more for yourself, you're in the right place. Learn how to create the space to make your ideas a reality. I promise, if I can do this, anyone can. Let's go. Hey, welcome to the Idea Space podcast, where every week I show up to help you create room in your life and your brain to make your dreams a reality. It's April 2020, and we're in the middle of the COVID pandemic, which means I'm self-quarantining with my small family, and we're slowing down. And in this slowing down, I've really been able to connect with myself, my brain, my creativity, my inner self. And I've also been able to connect with friends and colleagues that I haven't had time to talk to in a long time. And I'm also talking to you today about connections with your audience because they're craving connections too. And to make my point today, I want to take you back to 1988. I am a freshman in college and I'm sitting among 80 plus college freshmen in a giant lecture hall at SUNY Fredonia, which is in upstate New York. That's my undergraduate alma mater. And it's 1988 and Dr. Jill Berg is my favorite professor. And from up in the nosebleed section, all I can see is that he's rocking some big dark glasses and a crazy, crazy afro. And even from far away, I feel his energy. He loves teaching communications 101. And today he's sharing a new technology that he says is going to revolutionize how we communicate. And he calls it electronic mail. Email, he says to us, is the wave of the future. Like, we'll never have to walk down the dorm hall again to talk to each other. We can simply just send a message via computer or pick up a phone, never again. Of course, I'm an extrovert, so I am horrified by this idea. And also, excuse me, how do we do this email? Because it's 1988 and there are no smartphones, and there are no laptops, and only the geekiest and richest kids have a computer in their dorm. Okay, Dr. Jill Berg? So to get onto the computer at SUNY Fredonia, you have to slog across the most freezingest, windiest, snowiest tundra in upstate New York to get to the computer lab. And there you'll find some amber vision monitors, dot matrix printers, and a very confusing procedure to log on. And I learn about this, I roll my eyes, he makes us do it, and I just am so resistant to it. I think, no thanks, Dr. Jill Berg. I'm going to keep walking down the hall to talk to people. And I want to just tell him, don't you understand that this idea is total bullshit? No one is going to want to do this. This idea sucks. So let's fast forward 32 years and remind everybody that nobody ever said I was a visionary, especially when it comes to technology, because we're still using electronic mail. And you may love email, you may loathe it, but the fact is, email is not going away, no matter how many gurus tell you that email is dead. Here you are, you're listening to my podcast. And what I do with my podcast is I turn them into blogs, and then I send them and I pare them way down and I turn them into emails to my audience. And I have a really nice open rate of my emails. So why do my audience members and the people in my community actually open my emails? Well, probably the same reason that you're here listening to this podcast. Maybe you like that I offer some education. I always provide some tools and strategies. I try to tell a story that inspire you or motivate you. Maybe you're even entertained, especially maybe if you're old enough, you remember the amber vision computers of yore and the 1988 sense of an upstate professor with big dark glasses. And I write my emails to my audience every week, keeping them in mind because I want to connect with them and help them. I want to be of service. It's the same reason that I do this podcast. I write them in the same way. I want to nurture our relationship and create trust. And whether you're doing a podcast or a blog or a video series or an email or social media, whatever you're doing, It's an asset in your business, but an email list is an asset that nobody can take away from you. You own it. It's not on a social media platform or somebody else's platform. It's yours. And you can neither abuse nor ignore your email list. Even, I'd say, especially right now when people don't know what's happening next. You don't know what's happening next in your business, and people don't know what's happening next in their businesses and their lives. Actually, so I'd argue right now, people need connections with other people that they trust, because it's really hard right now to feel like we can trust anything. An email list develops the relationship with those you've worked with before or who have come into your orbit and may work with you in the future. And I really want you to understand, if you're not growing relationships, then you're not growing your small business. The cool thing about 2020, if there is anything cool about 2020 so far, is that unlike 1988, we have so many more ways to build relationships with the people we want to help. There's social media, there's in real life networking and connections and summits, there's online summits, there's speaking and teaching opportunities, there's just public relations. You can be published and connect with people all over the world. But email is the one place that a lot of entrepreneurs ignore or do wrong. And because they have a story that they think email is bullshit and it's not going to work and nobody's going to open it. And I really want to argue that point with you. So let's start by asking ourselves, what do your people need from you right now? Where are they right now? What are the problems that they are experiencing right now? What do they need to know from you right now? Give it to them. It can be a short, simple, to the point email to let your audience know that you're thinking of them. You can tell a story. People love stories. Share a tool. People are grateful for tools. You don't have to go into a lot of detail. Just share a tool and provide a solution. It's another way you can connect with them. You can even go so far as to give a discount, which is not my favorite way to connect with people, but certainly right now it's a thoughtful and generous thing to do. You can offer an incentive for a referral, and you can simply provide hope for what's coming. Please know that emails don't have to be long or fancy. And in fact, talking like you're speaking to a friend, I promise you your open rates will be much higher if you do that. And since in real life we cannot walk down the dorm hall and say hi to our suite mates in real life, or our coworkers, or our clients, or our audience, it's time to send an email, and send it with love and service. Just reach out. Stop telling yourself the story that you're bothering people or you don't know what to say. Those mental stories keep you out of connection. Here's a simple reframe for you. My email will help someone feel fill in the blank. And whatever you did to answer the question, what do your people need right now? What are they struggling with? That's how you answer this question for yourself. Or this email is a love note to help someone with fill in the blank. What can you fill in the blank? So get out of your lizard brain, the one that's trying to keep you safe, like my lizard brain from 32 years ago that mentally yelled at Dr. Jill Berg, "This is not going to work. Nobody wants this." I was wrong. And is it possible you are too about the stories you're telling yourself? It's time to grow your email list. I actually have an incredible free training that you can find on my Facebook business page. My friend and colleague Sneha Hiremath did a crazy good training there. And if you go to the video section on my Facebook page at Jen Liddy Coach and you scroll down, you can find it there. I'll make it a featured video there for you. Sneha is a tech genius. She's also a launch strategist, and she provided us with 10 simple tools to help grow your email list. They're absolute gold. So please take away today, write a loving email to your audience, even if there are only 3 people on your list and one of them is your best friend and the other 2 are former colleagues. Send them an email. Write it, keep it short and loving, and press send. And don't let the brain chatter in your head get the best of you. Change your mindset on your topic, and I promise you can really grow your business. Thanks for listening. I hope you are keeping yourself safe and healthy, and I will be back next week with a new episode for you. Bye-bye. Thanks for joining me today. If you like what you heard, please subscribe to the Idea Space in your podcast app. And tell that friend of yours who needs some help getting where she wants to go. I'd be so appreciative if you left a review, because then we can help more women create the space for their ideas too. Go to jenliddy.com/free to grab the many free resources there to help you move forward. And I will see you next time. Bye.